Welcome back to the channel. Today might be the last day we get to enjoy this. Because today's moving day. We're moving out of our storage yard. I need to get the container emptied so I can either move it or sell it or whatever, but it has to be empty for me to do either one of those. I unloaded my dump trailer and my storage yard is completely empty. Everything out here, except for some garbage over there in the corner, is already down at the new building. And I just have my two trailers and, well, my forever truck I just used to move the dump trailer the other day, but it's usually at the other building. That one has been hanging out here. So all these will be going away. And my goal is to take all the inventory that's in our container and put it in our dump trailer. And I'm pretty good at Tetris, so I hope I can get it all in there. And if I'm really good, I might even be able to get the pallet racking in on this trip so we can take everything that's in there down there at one time. If not, we'll just take our pallet racking on a separate trip on a regular trailer. We have a new container already down at the shop, so we'll be able to set the pallet racking up and just move everything right from the trailer into the container down there. So let's get started. Now I did do a little planning, so I made my life a little bit easier. Before I moved the Bobcat out of here, I had something to lift with. So I lifted all the engines and engine transmission combos that I had down here into the back of the truck when the Bobcat was here, and then I was able to unload them down there. Less strain on myself. Now don't be too impressed, because I didn't think it all the way through. I still have a couple transmissions over there, which aren't that heavy, but I used to basically have that little tool cart. I'd roll down there, slide the transmission onto it, roll it to the other end, and then slide the transmission in the back of the truck. Pretty much just sliding it back and forth, don't have to lift. Unfortunately, my poor planning allowed me to take that tool cart down to the shop, so I don't have it. So it looks like we're gonna be doing a farmer's carry for a couple transmissions. I think there's 3 of them, and it's what? Halfway down there, no, 3/4 of the way down there, a 30-foot farmer's carry for 2 transmissions. One is off the floor, that one's gonna be fun, although that one's a little smaller. So I think we might save those for last. I think we'll start with the easy stuff, which is our boxes. Pretty simple. I've played with a lot of Legos, should be able to handle it. Man, I guess that wasn't the last time you were gonna hear the train. I don't miss this. Anyway, don't judge me on the gloves, because I don't have a place to wash my hands, and I do my best to not trash the insides of my trucks, because the only thing I hate worse than gloves is cleaning. We'll start with the easy stuff to work our confidence up. Everything that's already in boxes, or the small stuff that we can put in the empty boxes that we had, so we can stack it up nice and neat, and hopefully fit things a little easier. Row 1. So that wasn't too bad. We got that row up there. Pretty much no airspace, so we're using all the real estate in our dump trailer. We still have some more boxes, so we'll pack the rest of these in our next row. Most of these are boxes of wheels that I've had for years, so maybe I should just take to the scrapyard. Row 2. Now we have our Porsche GT4 transmission. And I have my helper lift the other side of it. My helper is an 18-inch wheel that's scrapped, so we don't care if we mess it up. Put one end up on the wheel. Spin it around. Get it just the right distance from our trailer. Lift the other half up on our trailer. I'm basically using the wheel, so I only have to lift one half at a time. I can handle one half. And we're in the trailer. I win. Now we have some odd-shaped boxes, some sunroof assemblies. We're running out of stuff that stacks nicely. Some seats. Those don't stack too bad.
And row 3 is complete.
Well, that kind of concludes our easy to stack portion. We got 3 rows of boxes and, well, the seats. Now it's time for the big, heavy, bulky items that luckily they aren't really fragile. So we'll set those on the bottom, and that means our transmissions. We already got our Porsche trans in there, but that was a box, so it qualified as easy to stack. Looks like there's a transfer case too, but it's already broken, so it doesn't really matter. It's just for parts. So I guess it's just lift with your back, and because you skip too many leg days? Or is that lift with your legs so you don't hurt your back? No, you're asking the wrong guy. I got a bad back, so I guess we'll take the converter out, make our life a little easier. And oh boy. You can record this. You can document this bad idea. And on top of it, it's full of fluid. Oh man, that's gonna suck even more. Oh, but on a positive side, there's only one. There's another transfer case. Let's grab that. Can't be heavier than that transmission. That wasn't so bad. Clean up in aisle 1. This transfer case is a little heavier and could probably go in the garbage. It's actually from the mistake truck, but it had low miles on it. So I did save it for parts, but as you can see, it's just covered in inspection ports. All right. Guess we'll drain our trans fluid into this oil pan here. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing back here, but you probably don't want to see it. Because then you'd know I just totally missed. And this is clearly overfilled. Here, I'll bring you down here. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. And there's our Exxon Valdez. Drain as much as we can and spill the rest. Eat your heart out, CrossFit.
Now we have some wheels and tires and also some Rogue wheels. They stack pretty well, but there's a lot of empty space we'll have to fill up around them and inside them. We'll put our Rogue wheels inside of our wheels and tire combo. Set our next one up there. Before we do, we need to go get some bubble wrap. Because even though the rim faces aren't touching, if we hit some bumps on the way down there, they might be. So So we'll save both of the finishes. And this wheel looks like it'll fit. Goes to a Grand Am. Is anybody surprised? Put our bubble wrap down. And I did think about trying the wheel first and setting this one face up, but decided that was probably not going to work out. So we'll set it face down. There you go. And toss this one inside. Maybe not. Recalculating. There we go. It's like a puzzle. The wheels on the bottom were 20s. That was an 18. And it'll take a 15-inch wheel inside. It'll fit just fine. Probably never get it back out of there, actually. And we got a mini spare for a Grand Am. Big surprise. One of the last few I have left, and that one's actually never been on the ground before. Now we have to move the furniture. And yes, it's full. I'm not unpacking it, even though that would make it easier, because then I just have to repack it, because, well, I have nowhere else to move all this stuff. Try and tip it back on the wheel without dropping it on the floor. I don't know how that's going to work. No, didn't work out quite like I had planned. And we lost a drawer. Well, that'll make it lighter, I guess. And to this point I decided on is better than organized. So we're just going to lay it down and stand it up in the trailer. Alright, it's in the trailer. That's half the battle. Now we're going to stand it back up. And we're running out of room here. Little green filing cabinet was actually pretty light, so. Recalculating. Doing some eyeball measurements in my head to see how this thing's going to fit. And decided that it'll fit if we turn it around. We got another cabinet. Yep, it's full too. Set it up on our little friend here. He can take half of it. Put the thing down closer to the trailer. Looks like it's long enough that I can get half of it up on the edge of the trailer. So as long as it doesn't fall off of there, just leave the other half and we should be good. Now we can start knocking down our pallet racking. A long time ago when I put this up, I wasn't as lumber wealthy as I am now. So I only had a few 2x4s and some plywood, and that's what I made my shelves out of. Now that I'm rich in lumber, I think we're just going to cut all of our 2x10s and 2x4s that we have left over and just make one flat shelf of a bunch of 2x4s and 2x10s. That way it sits flush with the crossbars. The other one sat up that 1/4 inch of plywood. So we'll keep all these 2x4s because we can use them. They're already cut. And we'll just add to it. And then the rest of the plywood comes firewood. This pallet rack, little pin on a spring, so you just stick a screwdriver in there to release that pin, and they pop out of there. I actually got these from an auction. They were actually pretty cheap. I wish I could find more, but unfortunately I haven't been able to find any. I need a few more uprights. I have plenty of crossbars. And it's perfect for storing stuff in a container. They're only 24 inches deep, 22 I believe, and 5 feet high. First upright out of there. That one needed a little persuasion. Pull our third upright out of here. And since that other crossbar didn't want to come out, we'll just take it out when it's on the floor. And we'll continue down the line until all of our pallet racking is in individual pieces. And then we're going to stack it all in our trailer. That's quite a bit of weight here at the back of the trailer, behind the axles.
Well, it looks like we got everything in there. Turns out I didn't need a 40-foot container. I just needed a 16-foot dump trailer if I don't ever want to get to anything. So we got everything in one trip. The only thing that's left in there will fit in the back of the 8-foot bed. So we will make one trip to get everything down there, and then we can start putting it all in our new container. I did put these in the back. The reason I put all the furniture, the filing cabinets in the back, is I broke my latch down here at the scrapyard the other day. It was one of those things, I knew it was gonna break, and it broke before I caught it, and I lost the end of it, so now I gotta replace the whole thing. Live and learn. So I wanted to make sure that if there was something back here and these gates opened up a little bit, I didn't want it to be small and slide out the bottom. I don't think those are gonna fit out any little cracks down there, and if they do, well, I don't want to be the guy behind me. So I think we've got this pretty well loaded. I don't know how bad the tongue weight is gonna be. So if you see this video, I guess I made it, or at least I recovered after the accident, so I'll let you know. But I'm gonna go load up the truck and we'll head out. We all made it down here. Truck, trailer, and all this stuff. Didn't lose anything along the way. And we had plenty of room to get everything from our container in this little ensemble here. And I didn't even have to stack it up past the top of the bed, which means I could have hoarded more things. We still had room in the cab too, and I could have packed a little bit more in the back there, but I was kind of worried about the tongue weight. If there wasn't enough tongue weight and it was pretty heavy in the back, it gets really hard to drive this thing. So it pulled pretty smooth. I mean, as smooth as you can be on Illinois roads. Maybe if we pay more taxes, the roads will get smoother. Hasn't worked the last 100 times, but maybe this time we'll do it. But now we need to get our pallet racking out of here, get it in our container, and start setting everything up. Some of this stuff I moved down here, and I'm just gonna end up throwing it away as we go through it. If I have doubles of it or 10 of them, They're just getting pitched, but I didn't have time to go through it there, so we'll just organize it as we're putting it away. We'll know what we have, we'll know where it's at, and hopefully be able to sell it a little easier.
We got our pallet racking all set up. We got all of our shelves cut out of Scott's Lumber Emporium, and we put all of our heavy engines and transmissions that we had moved down to the shop earlier when we had the Bobcat there into the container already. And this container is actually a high cube, so it's actually a foot taller than my old container, which will make it a lot easier because my old one I had to pull the seats, the headrests off the seats in order to put them on that top shelf. Now I can leave the headrest on and they'll fit just fine. Still got that new container smell. So now we'll unload the dump trailer, and also part of the shop, Scott's Lumber Emporium, has moved in here. And the plan was to go through everything, but well, I got a shop to put together and this wasn't a priority, so we basically just, everything that got moved in a box is now on the shelf. So it is now less organized. At least I know it's in there, I just don't know where it's at. So we'll figure it out some other time when things settle down and the shop is operational. Right now, more important things, we need to get to rebuilding cars again. We did put some shims in here just so we could walk into them later. Kind of keep that stacked towards the wall. It is ratchet strapped up there, but we're just helping the ratchet strap. And this is as empty as my storage yard has been since I started renting it like 15 years ago. We did end up moving the container down to the new shop so we can fill that up with stuff.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.